to the BeerThralls. We are doing the Godtear beta, pre-release, whatever we want to call it.
February 22nd, 2018.
Rule set.
Rule set. I am going to be, this is James. I'll be doing the technology, reporting, making sure everything's running well. And then we have...
Hi, this is Josh, also known as Skox. Today I am playing Shale and the Guardian. Shale's a Shaper, and they have a Guardian follower, the Golem. I will be playing Rangosh, who is a Slayer, and his little friends, the Shattered Bows.
Hi, this is Jacob. I will be playing Rodri the Dwarf with his House Guard, and Lorsan the Elven Archer and her Elven Rangers. And I will not change my first turn deployment.
Neither am I, unless it's unintentional, because, you know.
So we actually did have we had a technical glitch, so we're going to go back to the way we had it set up. Josh did win the roll-off. He chose to go first.
Whoever chooses to go first gets... talk about the battle ladder.
Yep. So since Josh is choosing to go first, his warband token is down here. My warband token is up here. And this is the round one scoring marker. So as we score points in the scenario, this will move one way or the other. And whoever has it at the end of the round will get to flip it over and claim the victory points on it. See if you guys can see that a little bit better.
So also, if you're hearing background noise, that's because we were playing at Huzzah Hobbies in Ashburn? Sterling?
Yes.
Sterling, Virginia.
No, Ashburn.
Is it Ashburn? It's on the edge.
Huzzah Hobbies, look it up.
In Northern Virginia.
Okay, so we are going into the strategy phase now. This is the phase of the game where each player activates all of their models, starting with the first player.
All right, I'm going to start. I'm going to activate Shale. Surprise.
I'm shocked.
I'm going to activate Shale, and I'm going to move there for my first action. For my second action, I'm going to cast Earth's Blessing. And I'm going to cast it actually on the Golem.
What does Earth's Blessing do?
Earth's Blessing.
In this version.
And Earth's Blessing is I roll 3 boon dice. All the boons are applied to my target. Any multiples, any copies of a boon are discarded. Because you can't have more than one copy of any given boon on the target anyway. So, look at that. I got Strengthen and Movement.
Relevant.
Not at all.
And since the other one's a Strengthen also...
No, the other one's a Movement buff.
It doesn't count, so it gets discarded.
And that is Quicken, is what that's called. So, that is him. My first action was to move. My second action was to cast the boon on my friend. Alright, then I will activate the Golem. The Golem will use Sediment to place itself adjacent to Shale, and then I will do nothing else.
So forfeit the second action?
Forfeit the second action, mostly because it's Mudslide, and he has no movement.
Got it.
Which is why Quicken is worthless.
Ah.
He literally has 0 movement. So I'm just going to pull that so I don't have to keep moving it around with him.
Does he have no movement on his other side either?
He has 0 movement.
So technically you cannot remove it.
I know. I'm removing it to make it...
Actually, technically, Quicken adds +1 to your advance.
Oh, shit. You know
so
what?
you could move him.
Boom. I'm going to use Quicken to move there. And then not remove it. Aha! Well, I mean, I removed it because I removed it because I moved him, not because
So a buff lasts until you use a relevant check that would use the buff, and then the buff expires.
Basically until you consume it.
Yep. But they do not expire any other time, so it's there till it's used.
Yep. Then I'm going to activate Rangosh. Rangosh is kind of fun. His trait is that he can move without it counting as one of his actions. His advance does not count as one of his actions.
I do love the fact that on this model, the chain is just above the heads of his followers.
Yes.
Like it was planned.
So Rangosh is going to move his 3 to there. And then, for free, because that's not one of his 2 actions, then he's going to use Channeled Rage and Channeled Spirit. Channeled Rage gives him Strengthen, which is denoted by that. Channeled Spirit gives him Evoke, which is that buff. So, upgrade to both his physical attack and his magic attack. Neat. I thought so.
Help me.
So, could Shale actually cast his spell on Mr. Horny?
Yes.
Yes.
So you could have technically got to if you had rolled a movement, you could have gotten there, planted your flag, turn 1.
Sure, but I mean, you can technically do the same thing with.
I'm just wondering because I haven't looked at Shale's rules. I didn't know if you could cast on anyone or just his golem.
Nope, anyone. In fact, our aborted game, I cast it on the Shattered Bows.
True, true.
The Shattered Bows are now going to go. The Shattered Bows are going to advance there too. To there, and to there. Then I'm going to use their trait, which allows me to kill one off, to give them Strengthen. Put that over there. When their trait isn't using a trait is not an action, so I will then use Induct, which allows me to recruit one and put it in a hex with another guy.
So you found a really complicated way to give yourself a strengthen buff.
Yeah. More importantly, they could technically bring back 2 in a turn because they could induct and recruit.
So I'm wondering what the thought process behind that was.
They're going to be dying in droves. They need to come back quickly because they fuel a lot of abilities.
Well, I mean, like Induct says it's just an action to do it, but it only seems to be. I can only think of it being an issue if there's only one guy left.
I mean, are we trying to play through the game or are we trying to talk about the game?
Both. Go ahead.
No, I just mean I don't want to derail the game.
No, I'm just curious of like.
Can I make a guess that their defensive stats are garbage?
2 dodge, 1 armor, 1 magic.
That's actually pretty good.
It's not bad. It's not as good as most of what I've fought against, but it's not terrible.
That's the same as the orcs.
Yeah. They're not bad. No, it's the fact that they kill themselves off for a buff and the fact that he can kill them.
Yeah.
Okay, that yeah.
That's why
Okay.
they need ways to come back.
All right, so that play passes to me. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. All right. What's his tactics move?
2.
Yeah, does he have any other extra movement?
Nope.
Neat. Okay, we'll try this.
You gonna shoot me?
Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4 for her strategy move.
You're going to try to pop in and plant a flag, aren't you?
Yep, and we'll show how that works. So, as an action, I will claim this hex as the mighty property of Lorsan. I drop my banner, which moves the puck 1 point towards me, so I am currently in the lead for the round. However, if he can get one of his champions on top of it, he'll crush it and earn 2 points.
Before the end of the entire turn, which is both the strategy phase and the tactics phase.
So that is Lorsan's 2 actions. So we'll go ahead and move these guys 1, 2, 3, 4. Get the archers in position, and they will use their ability to evade. So their evasion will go up by 1 until the next attack targeting them. So that is the 2 actions for them. The mighty dwarves, glacial advance. Okay. So, Rodri will move his 1, and he'll shields up, which is an armor buff for my other champion, who is so far up.
Range 3 on that?
Range 3.
Nice.
And then his house guard will walk up and get ready to receive the charge, as we are already out of buff dice.
Huh.
It's almost like someone throws a bunch of buff dice out at once and takes them all.
Sure. Let me glance at the golem. Yeah, the golem needs his.
So,
Sure. We can use
Use a Bane one and just remember.
Yep. Well, right.
right.
I do
So
that too.
They are buffing their physical armor as well. They can only buff themselves, but they are good to go. Dwarves are slow. All right, now we move on to the tactics phase. Starting with the first player, we each activate 1 model or 1 follower unit at a time. So Josh, who's up first? and just so you guys are aware, for the strategy and the tactics phase, we have different stat cards and different skills for each of the models. So now we're going to be using different skills and abilities. Most of our buffs have been used, and now we move on to attacks and positioning.
So on this phase, the card actually flips over, and it's a different card.
Yep. So in this case, we have them all in printouts, so we're not going to be flipping anything because we're like that.
That is interesting.
So these hexes here in the middle are objective hexes. Only champions can enter them. Followers cannot. So only Shale, or what's his name? Rangosh are the only ones who can actually get to that. Otherwise, I will potentially score a bunch of points in the first turn.
Likely to score points since both my people have movement 2 during tactics phase.
However,
Could drop 2 flags myself.
which would swing it back in your direction, but I have movement, so I could potentially crush them.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Sorry, I'm just trying to read up on what I can do.
So while Josh is looking at that, each round, this puck moves back and forth, and like we said earlier, is worth a certain number of victory points. The first round is worth 1 point, second round's worth 2, third round is worth 3 points, and then the fourth round is worth 2, and the fifth round is worth 1. So the game is meant to peak with all of the action focusing around turn 3, and then you have falling action as the rounds continue. So I've gone way out on a limb to score points on the first round. It may or may not work out for me because this is literally worth the least amount of victory points for the actual game. So we'll see if this is a gamble that pays off or if I get punished.
Well, it's looking like it's going to pay off because I'm not sure I have a good play to do right now.
You're a ginger. You're supposed to be punished.
I'm going to make some mistakes. So Shale's going to make his 2 advance to there. Then I'm going to cast Shifting Sands. And the Golem can't enter the God Hex, but he's going to enter that Godtear Hex, but he's going to enter that Hex right there. Instead of dropping my flag.
Aha! Aha! Ha, 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 ha.
That will be my activation. My
So,
2 actions.
What is the armor in that golem?
He's got 2 dodge, 2 armor, and 2 magic resistance. So 2 armor and 2 resistance,
Okay.
and 4 health, and 2 dodge.
Okay. So I will go ahead and activate Lorsan, my Elven champion. Since we already established he can't move very far in his activation due to being speed 0, I'm going to try to get Lorsan out of dodge. The only way I know how. Violence. So I will use Rapid Fire. And that is an attack with range 2 using 2 orange dice and 1 yellow die. And I will target the golem.
Because of his Slayer trait, I get 1 less dodge dice.
So you grab 1 dodge die. So he removes the lowest die I rolled, which leaves 4 pips still on the table.
Yep, and then armor takes out 2.
Yep, so I deal 2 damage to it. And then Lorsan's trait, whenever she deals damage with an attack, she can move 1 hex. So I'll move her back 1. And Rapid Fire has a special rule where if it damages, I can roll it again with 1 fewer orange die. So still targeting the golem. Damn it. So that does 1 more damage. Okay. Which allows me to move Lorsan a little bit more. And I can now roll with just the yellow die. May as well see if I get it.
My armor automatically blocks.
Yep, that's true. Your armor is high enough that it won't matter.
So just so you know, there's a rule on the forum already. It's been clarified that as long as you keep damaging, you keep rolling yellows. Which means as long as you keep doing damage on that 1 yellow die, you're good.
Yeah.
Now, 1 die by itself is not particularly great in this game because dodges cancel dice. So if I'm up against very undodgy things like dwarves, maybe.
Dodges are 50-50 though. I've
Yeah.
rolled more misses, more not dodges than dodges.
Yeah.
So that was Lorsan's first action, was the rapid fire. For her second action, I'll go ahead and take snipe on the golem.
Sure.
So why couldn't you rapid fire again?
Because I didn't wound.
We just talked about this.
No, you can't do the same skill twice.
Oh, yes. No skill can be repeated twice. Rapid fire is the exception because of the rules for rapid fire. So snipe is 2 red dice and 1 yellow.
Yes, they are red dice.
Just make sure I didn't miss any rules. That's gonna kill me.
And that will take the golem off the board. So he is a follower. So when a follower is killed, the puck moves 1 closer to me.
That's like the third time you rolled that 4 damage on a red.
Yes. I will not take Lorsan's move because my Elven Archer followers get to negate 1 dodge on their enemies if they're adjacent to their champion. So I want to keep her next to them to buff their damage output. All right.
That was pretty bad.
I'll be fine.
Nope, that was pretty bad.
My Lorsan has a habit of murdering Shaper followers.
Yeah, I just never played with him before, so I kind of threw him in there a little too aggressively, maybe. But more importantly, now I can play Slags and he can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Because I forced Lorsan's action, which is what I was trying to do.
Yep,
I just
because
did it early enough. Too early, probably.
yeah, so forcing Lorsan, she is easily my highest damage dealer, so forcing her to go first probably clears up, because rapid fire against these guys likely would have done a lot more work.
She's a Slayer, right?
She's a Slayer.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see.
We will have to wait and see.
I cannot wait to see what the undead guy does.
Do I go for that? Probably shouldn't. So Rangosh is going to go.
And his first action is to advance, which is free.
His advances are free. He's
Nice.
going to walk to there.
I assume he's got some kind of range attack.
He has a spell called Whiplash. Move target. So it's range 3. I'm going to cast it on your person.
Okay.
Because I'm a Slayer, you get 1 less dodge dice.
All right, so I go from 4 to 3.
And I'm rolling a red and an orange.
Wow.
He's just got to roll 2 blocks.
Did you take your upgrade?
Yeah, that's what I have to. That's what makes it a red.
Yep.
It's otherwise 2 orange.
And I got
Nope.
2 dodges, which will negate the attack.
Pretty much, as expected, that is the way it goes every time I don't want it to. But then I will also plant my flag.
So that gives you a point in your direction.
Yep, that was. If I didn't fail that roll, or if you didn't dodge that, you were dead.
I was going to say, yeah, Lorsan only has 3 hit points.
That was a
And-
4 there. That would have straight killed you.
And no armor, so... and it's no resist against spells either. Yay, Elven dodging.
Well, right. She's super murderous. She's literally hammered. She's killed most things on the table from him so far in both the games.
What is the tactics moves of your Crow's Cutthroats? I mean, Hunter's Bows or whatever they are?
2. It's still 2. I told you everything over there is 2.
Okay. They have a range attack?
Not this phase. No,
Yeah.
no, it was a gamble because if I got you, then I win the phase and you're super out of it.
Yes.
So it's now up to you.
Okay, yes it is. So, I will go ahead and have the Elven Rangers activate, and they're going to unload their bows into Ragrosh?
Rangosh.
Rangosh. So, the way follower unit attacks work is if they're in the same hex, they strengthen their attack. So, for having 3 bows in 1 hex, I get 1 yellow and 2 orange for the attack. That's a red.
So the more people in the square, actually, it gives you different dice.
Yeah, 100% for all follower attacks.
And how much dodge does Rangosh have normally?
2.
So down to 1 dodge die.
I continue to never dodge.
You should just go ahead and play dwarves all the time.
So what is Rangosh's armor?
2.
So reducing it by 2, he takes 3 damage.
Yep. Yep, it was a little too aggressive.
Okay, and they have one more action. I will go ahead and pull them back with an advance. They can advance only 2 during the tactics phase. So activating his follower unit, I assume.
Yeah, and he'll recruit himself to there.
So a recruit actually brings back one of the followers, but it has to be next to their champion.
And it also brings them back with 1 hit point. Now, in most cases, that's the entire health pool. These all have 1 hit point. These all have 1 hit point. But since the golem has 4 hit points, he comes back weakened.
Yep. And then he will do nothing this turn.
Okay.
Because the other thing is, all he's got is melee attacks.
All right. So we'll go ahead and activate.
Roger.
Yeah, I think we'll get Rodri going. So Rodri during the tactics phase has a move 3. Dwarves are actually very, very fast during tactics.
They sprint.
Well, they're normal speed during tactics.
Yeah. However, during the tactics phase, Rodri is all melee, so he cannot do anything else from there other than advance. And yeah, he's pretty much done there. He moved up.
All right, now I'm going to go with the Shattered Bows. They also get a 2 movement during this phase. So they'll walk to there and to there.
Okay.
So the only thing left is your house guard.
And the house guard will go ahead and also move 3. They have no other action relevant for this phase.
You have a white die again.
We do have a white die available. Now, the buff affects the entire unit, so the first time any of them get attacked, the buff will use its ability, then expire.
There's also no cohesion. They can be as far apart as they need to be if they want to.
All right. I think that is the end of the tactics phase. So we score
end
flags. We both have 3 points from having a flag down. So the puck stays where it is, and I score the round.
Yep.
So if you flip it over,
It's
the
worth
round token tells
one
you it's
victory
worth 1
point.
victory point.
I get to add 4 more tiles to the map.
So while he's thinking about where he's going to place them, the scenario actually says that the loser of the round rolls a red die. The red die is the number of, basically the Godtear's power is expanding, so he gets to place down, in this case, 4 more tiles, 1 at a time, so he can actually put out a line if he wanted to, of, I guess, God-tier scenario tiles, objective tiles. So yes, he could do something like he's doing now, which is encircling a unit.
And what's important to note is that models cannot move through each other's spaces. So those guys on that side cannot move through Rodri to get repositioned to the other side. So that is important. It means I'm going to have to take some actions to regroup. And also, having that tiled over there gives him a new place to put his flag down without necessarily having to expose it to me walking over.
All right.
You have the choice of going first or second.
Yep.
I have the choice, huh?
The loser has the choice of going first or second.
So basically, she just wants to end up on another white spot.
So we found that in this phase, in the end, technically in the end phase, try and figure out if you want to go first or second is very important, because if you're
She
last,
attacks. They just have Fairy Fire.
Yep, so my Elven Archers have a melee attack during the strategy phase that reduces the armor of whatever they hit. So it's fairly powerful, but it itself doesn't do a lot of damage. It's 2 yellow dice.
And would that go away because I attacked you, even though you didn't have to make an armor check?
it only affects the
Only
skill.
if it's an armor.
Yeah, so if it was
So if you hit me with a
resistance-
magic attack, it
Oh,
wouldn't.
I did hit you with a magic attack. Right. All right. I don't know. I'm seeing where Randolph's challenge lies. 'Cause he has no attacks during this phase.
Yeah, he can get there and he can set up, but he can't actually injure me. He just buffs himself up for his tactics attack.
Yeah, for his next phase. I'll go first.
So you'll start with the puck slightly closer to you. Now, the flags do not go away, which is important. So we can still move our champion on the other person's flag for 2 points and remove it. If you knock out a champion, you remove their flag as well. So violence can truly be the answer.
No attacks during this phase?
No, not for the dwarves. They have buffs. And they have buffs. Yes, they have buffs. So by crushing my flag, he gets 2 points.
And then, then I will boon dice. No? Is that work fine? Maybe I boon dice myself. Boon dicing the golem doesn't seem like such a great plan, so yeah, I'll go ahead and boon dice, and we're going to use these 3 Bane dice. I'll go ahead and boon dice on Rangosh. See if I can get some defensive stats up. I got armor and magic and dodge. Technically, all things he did not previously have.
So he is buffed to hell.
He has everything pretty much.
Which is just going to make the rest of this action pretty worthless. But still, I'll take it. The +1 armor and the +1 dodge is super good.
So that's his 2 actions.
Yep.
So we would need to move somewhere in either triple
Oh, they're holding hands.
Shut up.
There's no facing in this game, by the way, so it doesn't matter which way they're looking. Or
So you used your first action to use Sediment to teleport him adjacent to the Shaper Shale.
Yep. And then I will use my second action to do Mudslide, and I will target them.
So when you target a group of followers, the Maelstrom class gets to target every individual model, whereas everyone else targets a single model. So which poor dwarf are you singling out?
In this case, it doesn't matter because it says if I target a follower, I get to move all models in the unit.
Cool.
oh, nice.
So my goal is to move the entire unit.
Wait, can you move the ones who aren't even on the space?
It
Yeah,
says
all models in the unit.
That seems not.
Mudslide.
That seems vaguely worded, and I want that to go on the forums.
That is not vaguely worded
Okay,
at all.
actually.
Because it seems to be making an assumption that all the models are in the same house.
It isn't. There's nothing in the wording there that's
I
oblique.
will ask him for him, sir.
You can ask, but there it literally doesn't say all followers on a hex or anything. It just says move all models in the target's unit.
Yeah.
I don't think that's big.
So-
But you do get your defense roll.
So I get my dodge.
This is a 3 yellow.
And all you have to do is just succeed by 1.
So I eliminate his lowest die with a successful dodge. Now Shapers, their class ability says that on a hit with a skill, they automatically do no damage, but they get their hit effects, which is mostly what they want.
In this case, he's not a shaper. He has the guardian follower trait.
Oh, I thought he was automatically a Shaper.
I think this changes him from a shaper to a guardian.
Oh, I thought he had that addition to Shaper.
That would mean I would have no way of causing damage pretty much in the entire game.
Oh, okay.
So
Go
that's
for it.
probably why.
Yeah, because he has no attacks. So I think he has to be able to attack, otherwise this thing cannot kill.
Gotcha. Okay, so you apply the on-hit effect before damage.
Right. I can only kill one. I assume I can't kill more than one.
You're not killing any of them because they have 3 armor. Because I have them armor buffed.
Against magic.
Oh, you didn't say magic.
Yeah, it's magic.
It's 2, and you would deal 1 damage and kill 1.
Yeah, I get a point.
So make him move first and then kill.
Yeah, no, you do the movement first,
Right.
then you apply damage.
So these guys are going to go there. These guys are going to go there. And then I'll
Okay.
kill that one.
And the puck moves 1 towards you.
You already did that.
No, you had 2 for your crushing, and then 1 for killing a follower.
Yeah, he moved back.
All right. And then what am I going to do? They have +1 dodge. I don't like that.
You got to attack them to get rid of it.
I do have to attack them to get rid of it. During this phase, these guys have a movement of 2. So they're going to walk to there. And
I mean, I liked it after the first watch, but the second watch, maybe it wasn't action. I've been watching it for his actions.
all right, we'll do that. So I'll move like that. These two. Well, no, we'll start with these two. Yeah, these two are going to make a ranged attack. They have shoot bows. So these two are going to target these guys at range 3.
Before you do that, since this is a beta test, what is Ragnarok, or whatever his name, going to do? Rangosh. What is he going to do?
Why would I?
Because because it's all your turn anyway.
I know, but I want to see how this goes before I make my decision.
Yeah,
So
I'm confused why you're asking
You're blocked in, and because you can't move through your own guys.
He has no attacks during this phase anyway.
Oh, okay. I did not know.
That's why I said earlier. I see his challenges.
Okay.
He's faster during this phase, so he actually wants to go second during this phase, because then I don't have to worry about moving up, getting my buffs, and then getting hit.
Okay.
Yeah, so right now he's trying to protect Rangosh so I don't attack him during this phase and strip his buffs.
Got it.
Because like half of those will go away once he gets attacked.
Yeah. So these two are going to target this thing. They have strengthen. I have to use that on the first attack.
Yep.
So I get to roll 1 red dice.
It's 1 red die total.
Yep, and you lose 1 dodge dice because I'm adjacent to my Slayer companion.
You negate my buff. I rolled 3 dodge.
Aha! But your buff goes away.
You are a magnificent god.
This guy is going to attack Laura San.
Okay, she has 3 dodge.
-1 because I'm adjacent to my guy.
She has 4 dodge normally. I already took it into account. 2 dodge.
And your armor buff goes away because it's physical.
I took away your dice. You did not actually apply.
Are you actually sure that's how? That's what I asked you a minute ago, and you said as long as it's a physical attack, it would go away.
That's not what you asked.
No, because you never actually did damage, and armor is only applying the damage.
That's why I asked that question
no,
specifically.
you didn't hit.
I know. That's why I asked the question at the time.
I would say no because we didn't actually check armor for anything.
Okay. I asked specifically that question.
You asked me if it went away if you attacked. And I assumed it would be on a hit, and you're actually comparing armor.
So, I believe he's correct. Give me the quick sheet.
I'm not arguing. I just
No, I'm
that was specifically my question. It says on the rules that it goes away after a relevant skill check.
After resolving the next physical damage skill roll against it, reinforce expires. Since we didn't resolve a damage
Physical
roll,
damage.
I did roll. This is a damage roll. I only roll once. It's not War Machine where there's 2 different rolls.
Yes.
I don't think it does, but we'll play it that way until we know for sure.
I just. That's why I didn't know, but that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, when it's against your 4 dice, he's no point to attack you.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to
So,
pull off.
okay, so evade says the champion or follower unit gains +1 dodge. After resolving the next skill roll against it, evade expires. Reinforce says after resolving the next physical damage skill against it, it expires.
Physical damage skill.
Bless says after resolving the next magical damage skill roll against it, Bless expires. So it doesn't actually say you have to actually damage it. It just says.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing if anything happens to it,
Because that's the only. I only roll once, so that was the reason to do it, and we'll ask that question. It's a worthwhile question. And remember, this is beta, so we're just testing stuff out.
yeah. Asking these questions are good. It makes a better game.
So they'll do that. And there's no line of sight problems in
As far
this
as we
game.
know.
There's no line of sight at all, I believe.
These guys still have 3 dodge.
Yep.
That's really irritating.
But no armor whatsoever over here. It's just all dodge.
He's got armor too.
Yep. Oh, you have them in 3 hexes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see because there's a giant demon in the way.
I'm going to use their trait
And a giant
to
guac
murder
column.
one. I'll use their trait to murder one and get strengthened. Then these 2 are going to target him with an attack
Okay.
with strengthen, making me roll 1 red dice.
All right.
You get one dodge because they are not adjacent to my leader. You're gonna pull it off too.
Nope.
Answer is no.
Of course, I only rolled a 2, which is all that negated by his armor.
The lowest pip on that die.
Ultimately, your efforts are for naught.
Ultimately, it's a dice-based game, and I should know better. So they'll be done because they moved and did the shoot. And all I have left is Rangosh. And Rangosh
is going to take his massive dice.
is going to replace them with actual boons, which, by the way, he didn't get a movement boon, you notice.
I don't care.
And magic improvement. Plus his... Already no. He had one other one. Physical improvement was still on him.
Yeah.
He had that from last time. He's going to advance. His flag's already down though.
Yes. Now you can move it and score another point.
Maybe I'll do that.
Because you get a point when it gets placed. And it would make it harder for me to get to.
Apparently, replacing means you just take that flag away and just replace it. You know,
Yeah.
point. So the question I have to ask on the forums is, can you crush your own flag? Because technically,
No, it says enemy.
But you could stand on top of it.
And then they'd have to kill you to get to
Oh,
it.
they just have to push you.
Or push you, yeah.
Okay.
So he will advance to there. And all of his buffs he already has. Because he already has strengthen.
We're gonna spend one minute on it. So is that what you want to be doing? I saw a few lists already.
We'll advance. Yeah, we'll advance there. We'll just stay there. Alright, I'm done.
Okay, so for my strategy phase, I will shift over here.
With your Mighty One movement.
Mighty One movement. I will plant my flag here.
Okay.
And then these guys will move their Mighty One. The Mighty One. Actually, no, that's stupid.
Yeah, I thought so. They lost their armor buff, right?
No, you didn't actually eat physical damage. That was magic, right? That was why you...
Oh, his was that again.
Yeah. He'll hang out there, and they'll use their second action to recruit, which puts them here.
So recruit says it has to be next to the champion.
Has to be adjacent to your champion, if legal. Okay. So... Magic resist?
2.
Magic resist on Shale?
2.
Alright, equal distant.
You can't push... I can't push Rodri into Rodri's flag and have it crush it, right?
No.
No.
Because you just push it onto his flag.
So, these guys are going to go here and Fairy Fire on the Golem. They get 3 yellow dice.
Hey, you're still adjacent, so I will get the 1 dodge dice.
Wow.
Which will not break your armor.
Which does not break my armor.
So instead, you are armor
Congrats
debuffed.
on rolling
I got a
a
success!
dodge.
I needed to roll a single 2 on those dice.
It is only 1 in 6 chance.
Okay. That is their 2 actions. And Orsan will move here. And we'll attempt to do... What's his dodge 2, assume?
Yep.
We'll attempt to do a 2 yellow attack there. You get the 1 dodge. So no damage.
No damage.
Still apply Sunder.
No, I take 1 damage because of -1 armor.
It's a magic attack.
Oh, never mind then.
Yep, it's weird.
Well, no, Fairy Fire from World of Warcraft. Any Druid players out there, you know what I'm talking about.
Shut up.
Basically the same thing.
Shut up. All right, it is tactics time.
I was thinking more D&D. where it doesn't actually do damage, it just lights you up.
Well, here's the thing.
So we're now into tactics phase?
Yes, we are.
Now into tactics phase. No. We're going to go with the Golem. The Golem's going to do something this turn, by God, before he dies
Are
with
you
his
sure?
1 health. With his 1 health. I will first start with an Impale on Laura San.
Okay.
This is a physical attack. And it's 2 yellow. You have no armor, so roll 2 dodges.
Only 1. 1 damage.
No. This one does 4 damage.
How and why?
Target automated model suffers 4 damage. Remove all boons from the target.
Are you
Wow, really?
Are you sure he's not a shaper?
He might be a shaper. It just says he has the Guardian follower trait. I assume that meant he didn't have the other one. So
Because
if
that
was
doesn't really
true-
make sense for a shaper because their skills have the deal damage.
right.
Well, it makes sense.
But that would mean that's literally the only attack this entire model unit has.
Wow.
That's worth investigating
It is worth
because
investigating.
the rules as written state that a champion and his followers all have the same class. He additionally has the Guardian class. That's how I read that the first time through, which
That
would
might
mean
be true. I mean, that would mean one guy didn't die
Actually,
here.
Go ahead and read that.
No, he takes
his-
Lorsan out because she only has 3 health.
Right.
No, but I'm wondering if he
do
is
the
doing
move
the
for
shaper.
Lorsan.
If he is doing the shaper thing where it does no damage,
The ability still says
the
4.
ability is saying it's doing 4. It makes sense to be a shaper and a guardian.
That's
Well,
why
no,
I'm saying.
this is the Golem's ability.
Right.
So, no, you mean, yes, it makes sense that he's both?
As a
that,
shaper,
that might be
follower,
true.
and a guardian.
That might be true. We might have done that wrong, which would have brought one guy back here.
Which means I wouldn't have to spend their action to do it. But
What else would you have done,
data.
though? Because they already still have the armor buff, and you
Yeah.
can't move them twice.
yeah, no.
So in this case, it wouldn't actually matter.
In this case, I wouldn't have kept her that close if I knew we just had a 4 damage attack. But that's also not knowing your cards.
That's true. And it's beta test.
Beta.
Or early accessed. I get to push you too.
So when you take out a champion, you score 4 points for the ladder, and you also get to move them 2. If they have a flag out in the field that's removed, and they goes to a knockout side, and we'll cover what that means when it comes back for her turn.
So we'll play him as both from now on, until we know better. Because I do think you're right, since that attack all does damage. Which makes the other one not do anything, but I'll still hit you with it. Is that worth doing? Yeah, I'll attack them with Bash, which is 3 yellow. Will cause no damage since we're doing Shaper, and it just lets me move you 2 hexes.
That's 3 dodges.
I do absolutely nothing, and then sit there and look pretty.
I would have much rather had that for my champ, but that's fine.
She is a high risk, high reward.
Yep.
That is me.
There's lots of thinking going on.
Well, to be fair, losing one of your champions is huge. He did it to me last time when I didn't expect it, and it caused the whole.
That's
It's
a
a
pretty.
vast shift in my gameplay.
Well, all she had to do was roll 1 dodge.
2.
2 dodges.
Yeah, I had a bad roll. That's fine. Do they have melee attacks? Move 2.
Move to melee attacks.
Gotcha. Okay, so
So this fraction event lets you do keep swimming at me, which means you could connect San Francisco to the ship.
all right, I'll go ahead, activate the Elven Rangers, who will shift back 2 and take their long shot on the golem.
There's no free strikes in this game, so.
There is not, no. So that is 2 orange.
This is physical, right?
Yep, physical,
So I will have the -1 armor.
and you lose a dodge.
I lose 1 dodge.
Does that still count if she's knocked out?
Yeah, it's still adjacent.
Okay.
So that deals 1 damage, which should take him out.
Yep. Net 1 damage, which kills me.
Which only moves me back up 1, but because he had the Guardian keyword, any damage dealt to him could be shifted to the Golem, so killing the Golem off while he's weakened leaves him a lot more vulnerable.
Oh, I see how he plays now.
Does
And it makes more sense.
Since the golem is already activated, he can't use the golem's action to bring the golem back. He'd have to. I think he has skill to
His
bring it back.
ultimate.
Here's an
His
ultimate.
ultimate.
which is what I'm getting ready to do because I am not letting this be a thing. I have you just pile
All
into me.
melee attacks and just pummel the shit out of you. Yeah,
Yep.
that'd be bad.
Yep, I am aware about how bad this is. So, I will activate him. He'll pop his ultimate.
Which
Spawns
does
the
what?
golem. It spawns the golem there, but it also makes the golem full health instead of his paltry one that he came back with last time.
Now your ultimates take one of your actions, and you can only do it once
Oh, no.
a game.
Oh, the ultimate is you're right. His specifically says perform a recruit and bring the golem back with full health. And then for my second action, I will. I'm going to be cheeky and hope that it works. Is that worth doing? Probably not.
Hey, test it out. It's beta.
I'm going to do Earthquake on Rodri.
Okay.
So Earthquake, if I succeed, will allow me to roll 3 Bane dice.
That's bad.
It's exactly like my Boon thing, except Banes.
I mean, it's going to succeed since you have 3 attack and 1 dodge.
I realized that after I picked the dice up. All right, 3 Banes, be different. They are all 3 different.
And
So-
not, well, depending if your demon does magic attacks.
Right, it's minus magic, minus dodge, and you do 1 less magic downgraded magic dice.
Which he has no magic attacks, so that one is irrelevant.
Yes, that's what I was hoping to not ever hear. I'm just going to remove it because it's irrelevant.
Yep.
His other phase doesn't have magic attack.
Nope.
Good. So, there we go. That's what we're gonna do.
All right, that is back to me.
Oh shit, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Oh well. That was a mistake. That's okay.
Okay. I'm not sure how this is going to play out, so we'll go ahead and figure stuff out. All right. So I'll activate Rodri. And Raji will just stand there, and you haven't decreased his attack at all, so he's just going to wail on Shaper.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Shale.
Shale the Shaper. Keeper of the Oath.
So first we'll Sword Slash, which is a yellow, orange, and red.
Ow.
Yeah. I actually did that wrong when I played with him. I did yellow, orange, orange. It's way better as yellow, orange, red.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't reduce my defenses at all.
Nope.
So I get 2 dodge dice. Come on. Come on. No, that's
Oh,
super bad.
come on.
That's not good for you.
That is not good. So that's 7.
I feel like I
Minus
one-shot
2
your Guardian.
armor. Yep, you will one-shot my Guardian because it only has 4 health.
But can you push?
No, you just
All?
push. Yeah, you push the whole attack. In.
Okay.
Okay. I will then
It's
follow
not
up.
transferring War Machine.
Okay.
I will follow up with Shield Bash, which is 3 yellow dice.
I continue not to roll dodges when it's important. You
Yep.
notice that, people?
Yeah.
I continue not to roll dodges when it's important.
So that's 3 damage.
3 damage to my guy.
Out of how much? 4?
Yep.
So I will go ahead with Shield Bash. I will move you up to 2 hexes.
Away or anywhere?
Anywhere. It just says anywhere. And you are also weakened. So your next physical attack is downgraded.
Is that what we can do? Yeah, makes sense because it's the opposite of strengthen. Yeah, that was not the way I was hoping that was going to go. No lie.
Yeah, but you saved yourself 4 points. Did you take your point for killing the follower?
I did not.
I assume you do get that. I don't know that to be true, but I assume.
I did it twice. Did I take it the first time? I think I took it the first time.
Yeah.
The more people mess with your stuff, the more you
Well, this is
realize the era of unless you had to carry. Yeah, he's never played.
we're gonna try this.
Yeah, unless you had to carry on, you can't do it in response.
Going to kill this guy off for strengthen. Oh yeah, so I can't kill him off for strengthen, then attack with this side, then kill that guy off. Get strength and attack with them because it's all
It's
do.
one of the unit. It's a true unit.
Yeah, when I
trait.
take the shoot action, they all take the action. So do I really want to kill that guy off? Probably not. These guys have 3 dodge.
Yes.
That's quite good.
So Queen Domino's expansion came out, and it makes it a gamer game. So now they add goals, and then you
I will kill this guy off for strength, and then he'll make an attack there, targeting.
So that'll use your strengthen.
Yeah. Which will use my strengthen, which turns it into an orange dice. So you either dodge it or you don't. You did.
Holy mackerel! How do you do that?
And then that does take away my armor buff,
Does take
based
away
on
the
what we
armor
decided
buff.
earlier.
Yep. And then these 2 guys are going to send an attack in there,
So
which is what I didn't want to do. And again, you'll just easily dodge it, or not, but probably easily.
2 dodge.
Yep. Yeah, I needed 3 guys there to get the 2 dice.
All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if you evade it, it won't go away because evade is.
I disagree with your reading.
We'll figure it out after this game, and we'll update maybe in the text of the video with what the ruling was.
I'll look at what you're gonna do.
We're not going to change the way we played it this game.
Right.
We're going to carry on with this for right now.
Sure. And they will be done because I made some mistakes there.
Okay, let's see if I can pull this round out. So I'm going to activate Lorsan. So the first action she has to take is Rally. She is no longer knocked out, and she fully recovers to her 3 health. I'm going to follow up my second skill, which I think will be Rapid Fire. And we'll see if I can rack up some points and put myself in the black.
Probably. With how the turn's gone so far, probably.
So my first shot with 2 orange. That's a red. My number 1 advice so far for this game, please make the middle dice green and not orange, because it looks too close to red.
I wouldn't demand colors. Just say
I demand colors.
colorblind friendly. That's all you were really. That's all they're trying to say. They're just really bad at it.
Yeah.
So we're going to put first shot here. So you lose 1 dodge. So that should
Does kill
knock
me
out.
again. You get to push me too.
So,
Sure.
all right. So my next rapid shot will be against this target here.
Get your 4 points.
Does your weaken stay?
No, it doesn't.
All right.
Does?
I looked it up.
Okay, cool. All right, so I lose an orange die. Attack against this guy. So he loses one of his dodge. So he has
Yep.
1 dodge.
Which we all know I won't hit anyway. Aha! I hit
He got
one.
it. And
But one on armor, so it doesn't matter.
so I poke through and kill him. I should have taken my move. I'll take this move now. And I'll put another rapid fire with a yellow die into them. That is a dodge.
But not any of the important attacks. You notice he didn't get one single success on 4 attacks.
You have the worst. Like even in the first game, you had the worst time rolling dodges.
I do. Are you done?
I'm done.
All you have left is little people.
And you've actually slid into one point onto your side. Dang. How much health did your big dwarf have?
He has 6 health. And he is a guardian, so I can shunt damage to my little guys. Now, if he kills enough of the little guys, that will still put him over the side. Mm-hmm. So I'm not 100% sure of killing... Honestly, it may have been better to leave his champion at 1 health and then finish it on the next turn. so I'm bigger on the side because all I did was break even.
Oh, I know what you can do.
So it's going to come down to if I can make enough points after he kills also my little dudes, or if I take all the damage.
So,
Like if he fails to kill my guys, if he fails to kill Rodri, that leaves us going into
so if
round 3, which is the big point
yeah.
round.
So if Rodri's flag is crushed,
Can't have enough movement.
He doesn't have enough movement.
oh, he's only at 2.
Yep.
In his phase.
So I put Rodri's flag there knowing he wouldn't get to it.
Well, you put it there a long time ago, but
I put it there at the start of the round.
so we'll go there, and I will start with.
No, we just keep it in the garage. It's beautiful there. And when I like want to convince my parents to
Yeah.
like buy more, I'll grab it and I'll hide it.
I will start with Whiplash,
He needs a Dr. Pepper. I'm like,
which is a magic attack.
Yep, because I have that lowered magic resistance.
So I will get this to improve my magic. So I'm rolling a orange and a red now.
Yep, I
It
have
was
no-
a orange or
Yep,
Yes, it was initially an orange.
all right.
and because of my negative dodge, and my negative magic resist,
Well, you wouldn't get dodge anyway because I removed your dodge dice.
but
the
it
flag.
still goes away.
Yeah.
So, go for it.
Wow.
So that is 6, which will take Rodri out in one. No, -1 because I still have 2 resist.
Even though didn't you have minus resist? This
Yep.
is minus
Yep.
resist.
It is. It's 2 down to 1, so that will not kill Rodri in one shot. I will absolutely let one of my little guys eat that.
So does it shunt it to the unit? So if it kills multiple,
Nope, it only kills one at a time.
Yep. Same thing that I was able to do before.
well, you only shunted it to one guy, so that's the
Because he
that
only
problem.
had one
Yeah.
guy. I have 3.
Wow, that seems really insane.
And then I will go ahead and hit you with Whiplash. No, Jawbreaker,
Okay.
which is 2 orange. No, 2 yellow, but one's going to go up to an orange. Because of that. So orange, yellow. Again on Rodri. And again, you don't get your dodge
Yep.
because of me.
But I do have my armor. So that'll do 1 damage.
Yep.
Which Rodri will take.
It also curses you once again.
Neat.
And I can move the target up to 1 hex away, which I should have done first to push you away from. I should have stood there, hit you, pushed you there so that you were not adjacent to your people.
Yes.
But then he would have been adjacent to your flag.
He's already activated. That way, if you move them, then you will be no longer adjacent, and I will take that. And then he is done. So I got a point for killing your guy too, right?
Yep. I gave,
And then not the 1 damage, right?
Yep, I gave you the point.
You're good.
So you've activated your.
It's on him for the last
Yep.
action.
So I will have my House Guard advance.
Yep. Why'd you take my buff dice away?
Oh, sorry. I thought they were just on the table.
Nope.
My bad. And they will attack your cutthroats.
Yep.
So they have 2 orange dice for their sword slash. And you have 2 dodge, correct?
Yep.
Exactly when you needed them.
Yep. That's exactly what I needed again. Which dice are you rolling? The same one? Dude, I
It
just
doesn't
don't dodge
matter.
when it matters. And then
Which
so
is
you kill
all the
one guy.
time. Which gives me 1 point and puts it back on my side.
Yep. I was gambling on surviving that. If I had dodged 1 there, I still would have dodged. So I had to dodge both.
Well, yeah, I rolled 2.
Yeah, because you rolled the 2. I had to dodge.
Okay. That is the end of the tactics phase, so I'll claim round 2 as well.
Yep.
Now, as we saw in our previous game, round 3 is worth the most points. If you win round 3, you are not out at all.
So
yeah, but I'm
you need 5
unlikely.
total points 5 victory points to win.
First to 5. So if I win round 3 as well, then that's game.
Yep.
If he wins round 3, then round 4 will decide it.
So I get to place 2 tiles. 2 tiles, huh? I'll place one there.
We do have flags out, but since we both have one flag out, we just kept that as
Yeah,
is.
move 3, move 3.
Yeah.
And the only person who used the ultimate so far has been Shale.
Correct.
15.
What are you thinking?
Just try to how to be effective in both where I'm placing. Try to make him be useful this game. That's what I'm trying to do. So make him be useful. Do that. Do I go first? No, I think we'll try going second.
Okay. So that'll put me slightly up.
Yeah, I think it's a bad decision, but I'm going to do it anyway.
So I'll do my strategy phase. Interesting. Okay.
You look so stressed.
I'm not stressed at all. I'm not happy about where I am right now, but I'm not stressed about it. It's just a game.
Well, remember the first game, you were in the same position. We were down 3
Yeah, but-
points, and then you won.
Yeah, and I hadn't known anything about the models then, but I'm not as well positioned then right now as I was then.
Okay.
Yeah, you are kind of really positioned out.
So
He takes more thought than
Yeah.
Rodri does. Like Rodri was who I was playing last time when I was able to pull it back, and he takes a lot more foreplanning.
we'll go ahead and have the Elven Rangers go. They will attempt to Fairy Fire.
Okay.
So they will take away 1 of yours,
Yep. One of my dodge dice.
and they have 3 yellow.
So I die.
Not
point.
horrible for them.
Yep.
I mean that's why that was the cost of me going second.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Right there. Then she will 1, 2, 3, 4 attempt to Fairy Fire on the big guy.
All right. This is magic.
Yep.
All right. He has +1 dodge right now, so you're negating 1 dodge.
So he's down to his regular 2. And she has 2 yellow.
So if you roll both, you don't hit me. Nope. You hit me.
So no damage.
Nope. But I get -1 armor.
You're a +1 dodge.
Slayer versus Slayer
You weren't listening.
takes away
Oh.
dodges.
We just said I get back to my normal dodge because of the dodge buff.
The
Sorry, I
armor,
think
the
I'm
armor
thinking the
debuff
elf.
from Sunder will trigger
Yep.
and take away the armor buff.
Are you really, Marcus? We need to stop that. That's not funny.
Why? It's a magic attack, isn't it?
It is, but because the actual effect is an armor debuff.
Oh, the armor debuff in the... Okay, got it.
Yeah. So I stripped his buffs.
Got it.
Since he has no way naturally to get a dodge or an armor buff, that'll make things a little easier. Assuming she doesn't turbo die. Assuming.
I mean, I only have to hit you once with the ability.
Yep. It's a gamble on my part, but it might pay out.
Well, it's fun. Being ranged makes her dying not very bad because she can still stand up and still hit everyone.
Right.
And that was the big difference between her dying versus.
Magna Wraith or something like that. The big guy.
Wraith Marid.
Yeah.
So,
Dragon
Wraith Marid.
Dragon
No.
Doofus.
Wraith Marid.
Yeah.
The name is not. The stupid name is not any good.
Yeah, it's Dragon Doofus. Dragon Turtle Doofus. Sorry, that's how Nathan
That is the
described him.
correct full name. Respect him. You pig. Okay. So let's try something. They will move, and they'll take a. We'll take a recruit.
Okay.
And then Rodri will stand still. He's not going to bother moving. He's parked. And he will throw a shields up on her.
Okay.
And he'll use his ultimate behind me, giving everyone adjacent to him +1 resistance and armor.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, it's good.
So there's a decent chance I'll get through your strategy phase alive.
It's great. On the screen, all you can see is just this gigantic horned demon thing, and then like a bunch of just like blurry things behind him.
That passes to you, my friend. Oh yeah, you have no attacks during this phase.
Well, I do. You just kill them all.
I mean, you'll have to spend one. I mean, they'll spawn here, so they'll be in range, but it'll be one guy.
And then they can do their induct to get us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so if we're playing Shaper, can I think I can use Mudslide on my own people then?
Does it say? What's it say for targeting?
Move target up to 2 hexes. If the target is a follower, remove the entire unit. So I think it becomes more of a support, and so I can like move my own people with Mudslide, which would have solved a lot of the problems I've been dealing with this game.
Maybe.
That makes sense. It doesn't.
I mean, I didn't see anything in the rules that said you can't target your own guys.
Yep, I didn't see that either. You don't get points for killing your own guys.
Yeah.
But if he's a Shaper, it doesn't cause damage anyway.
Right. So it's just a movement effect.
Then it would just allow him to move, and that would solve the 2 movement problems I've been having with them.
Yeah.
Now, admittedly, that's only during the the strategy phase.
But that's when most of the movement effects kick in as well.
But he has a melee one in the tactics phase. So I think I may end up
Where you
using
circle-
him to just reposition a bunch of my people, and he has one a nuke, but use him to reposition a bunch of my people.
Yeah, the nuke caught me off guard. It made me feel unpleasant.
It's another thing I'll add to the list of, was the intent to actually have you target your own people?
He'll recruit himself to there. And if that's true, then I will. Zap my leader against my own guy, so I assume I don't have to roll in that case.
Sorry?
I assume I don't have to roll against my own friendly models.
I would
Probably
assume
not.
you still roll, because
Why would I try to dodge something that's friendly?
you can strip off. I mean, it's still an attack.
That's what I'm saying. Is that I don't think you would roll against your own friendly models. Move a guy 2 hexes. That'll be him.
Okay.
He will go. He will stand himself up because he likes not being close to dead.
Now he gets full health.
You
You
say
are
that
gonna
now.
Activate. That was not what I needed to do. Shit, that was not what I was supposed to do.
You want to walk it back since we're doing beta playtesting?
Yes, that was definitely not what I needed to do.
So you just recruited.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that's the right, because you got to do it at the right time, and that's not the right time.
Right, because if you can get your champion a little bit closer, you might actually get
So
yeah.
he stands
and advances.
and advances.
Because yeah, with speed 2, you can spawn your golem.
Then
Within
he
actual-
recruits here.
Well, that would be his turn. Are you done with?
Oh yeah, he's done. His 2 actions was I rally,
All right.
and then I take my 2 square
Because
advance.
what's the range of Mudslide?
2.
Yeah, my assumption is you're trying to move all the shield guards away from Rhodri so you can focus
Exactly
on
what I'm
Rhodri.
trying to do is. So the whole goal was he stands up and gets close enough to spawn this guy so that he can. So he rallied and moved. He will now recruit, which brings him back at 1 health.
To your right.
3 health for him. And then I will do Mudslide targeting them.
And how many dice do you have?
3.
Yeah, you hit.
Right. And it doesn't cause any damage, and I get to move them. I get to move everyone in the unit too.
Does it say away or just says move?
Just says 2.
Typically, yeah. It's the only one I've seen that specifies away or towards. Oh no, because they'll just go the ham and kill the golem. I only really need to block one of the Ragnosh's attacks.
Yeah, they're definitely going to kill the golem. I don't think I can stop that, to be fair. I'm trying to be irritating. Nah. We'll do that.
Does it say up to 2 or say 2?
Up to 10. All that stuff's up to 2.
All right.
All right, we'll do that to at least break out some of the defensive tech you put in, which is it was good defensive tech.
It forced you to activate a certain attack.
And then he'll take his 3 square advance.
Could you split that unit?
This was dead in my hand all game.
I assume not.
If I get ahead, like if I have a super loaded Sigarda and my opponent's still has like figure out how to kill me before I kill you.
And then he will self-buff.
So he self-medicates.
Yep, for evoke and strengthen.
Okay.
And then
Do I really care about that?
I figured I'm like, he didn't scoop, which means he's got something. Yeah, it was just like back into like, that's a good
I will not do one of these. I will not do the strengthen one. And instead, I will replant my flag over there. So I get a point.
Yep.
now the only thing you got left is your broken blades. Broken bows.
Oh yeah, they still exist. That was stupid. Shouldn't have stopped where I did then.
Do you want to walk it back?
Sure. Just because I'm a cheeky bastard, before he does his whole thing, they'll go there.
So they'll recruit,
No,
and then
no, I'll just do it here. I'll do it here. It's fine. They'll go there, and then
Yeah, 'cause
I recruit, which puts one adjacent, and then they have a rule called induct, which allows me to get another one if I have less than 5.
Yep.
And there we go.
Okay.
I'm hiding. You made a fort. I made a fort.
I see that. My fort's better.
Your fort is way better. No question.
So I have questions as we go into the tactics phase. How much health?
20.
2 health left.
Yep. He's dead.
Armor and shields and all that jazz?
2, 2, and 2.
2 dodge, 2 armor, 2 resist.
Yep. Yep. That was the problem. Is that he's pretty much dead.
All right, so tactics phase. Options. I could rebuild Fort Kickass.
Yeah.
What's the range on his Impale?
1.
Okay, and he can't move normally?
Not by himself.
Shale has a way to move him during tactics?
Question.
Yes.
Can he bash himself?
Okay, now you're being silly.
No, it's range 1. Move target up to 2 hexes.
If we're letting you mudslide yourself, then by the exact same reading, yes, you can bash yourself.
I asked because I don't know, right?
That's it's a good question.
Please look this up and we'll update
I will
afterwards.
have
Well,
to
no,
look it up
we'll
later.
this is just, we don't know.
questions.
This is only our second game, which is why I said we shouldn't video. Edit that, obviously.
No.
Good, I'm okay with that. So, yes, he could technically, by that definition, hit himself in the head.
But he's still also a guardian, so will he do damage to himself?
No, because he's a shaper. That's what the point. The shaper says he doesn't do any damage unless it says in the ability.
Right.
I guess he could, according to that ruling.
Anywho, I mean, wait, who has bash? Oh no, he cannot target himself with an ability.
That was why
I thought Shale had bash.
No, Shale just picks him up and moves him.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna activate Lorsan first.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you never target yourself with an attack, with a skill.
Lorsan has range 3 snipe. We're gonna snipe the big guy. 1 yellow, 2 red.
Down to 1 dodge.
1 dodge.
Yep. He dies.
Look!
So I move.
Times, though.
Snipe says I get 5 points for a kill instead of 4.
Sure. Yep.
And I think you strip the buff.
Because he also got knocked out, take the flag off the field.
Yep, that's what I did.
We already.
I'll follow up with rapid fire.
Sure.
I will get my free point. Nope, I'm good where I am. I'll get my free point of movement. It's free.
Yeah, this is the one I needed to do the other thing where I had the ability to where I needed to go second or first. I mean.
So rapid fire on the golem.
Yep.
1 dodge.
You get dodge?
Did I?
Yeah.
Good.
And
2 armor. 3 dice.
Okay,
Unsurprising.
we'll take Redix rapid fire on that. Does
Nothing.
not kill, so I do not have to keep shooting. So I'm done.
Or done.
The Elf's ultimate.
The elf's ultimate is awkward. I spend an action to add a yellow die to all of my attacks this turn.
That is awkward.
Because it's really effective with rapid fire. Because then instead of rolling the yellow and 2 orange, I got 2 yellow, 2 orange, and I've got 2 yellow. If I can keep killing with 2 yellow. But
That's almost, you gotta line that sucker up right.
Hey, look. He'll recruit. And then I will impale on one of those guys.
yep. They get a dodge.
And it's just 2 yellow.
You still hit and deal 4.
Yep. Kill a guy.
Get a point. Guy's dead. The Elven Rangers will go ahead and activate. They'll shoot at the golem with long shot.
Sure.
1 and 2 orange. 1 dodge.
Oh, I needed the dodge. I would have lived with the dodge.
You would have lived with the dodge. Get that point back.
Sure.
And they'll put evade on themselves.
I'm gonna take a page out of your boy's book. Approach with great hate.
They're going to induct. And then make an attack targeting them.
Okay, 1 dodge.
I get 2 orange now because I back up to 3 people.
You kill 1.
I do. Which line is that on?
Okay. They'll go ahead and go. I'll activate the Dwarven House Guard. They'll close ranks. And recruit.
Okay.
So who do you have left?
Both his champions.
Both my champions, but he's got a plan. He's gonna go. Shale's gonna drop his flag. Move to.
Rodri has to go.
He's the only one left, so that
Yeah.
sounds good.
And Rodri will plant his flag here.
All right. He'll rally and plant his flag.
Okay, that is end
Short
of
by
round.
2.
You get 3 extra because you have 1 more flag than I do.
Yep.
And you are short.
Yep, I'm short. There's not much I could do.
All right, that is game.
Popping him first thing pretty much ruined it. I didn't want to get his plan off.
All right. Well, that is basically the.
That's our second
Early.
game of the beta.
Yeah.
That's the February 22nd rule set. As you saw, we have some questions yet, how stuff interacts.
And we'll definitely be getting answers. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah.